Hi, I'm Mike Turner, your friendly filmmaker, and today, surprise, surprise, we're going to talk again about the Canon R7. But this time I got another interesting viewer question, and it's a person who's all set to buy a Canon 90D, but now they realize there's also the Canon R7, which is available. And they're thinking, well, which one is better? Which one should I get? So we're going to address that in today's video. Oh, and I'm going to give you about 8 different reasons why I would pick the R7 over the 90D. So if we're talking the Canon 90D, we're talking a Canon camera that is really not that old. It has an APS-C size sensor, just like the Canon R7. And not only that, it also has the same number of megapixels at 32.5. This is also going to be good for shooting wildlife. It is capable of firing at a pretty decent burst speed at 10 frames per second, but hold on, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get into the R7. It is also weather sealed, just like the Canon R7. And for video shooters, it comes with a 3.5 millimeter input for a microphone, as well as an output for headphones, just like the Canon R7. And it also comes with the Canon variable angle flip screen, which you can flip towards you for shooting vlogs like this, or, well, it's not really a vlog, but for shooting your own videos like this, or just having the variable angle flip screen. I just love it. It's just, to me, it's better than having the flip screen that flips over the camera. And it also shoots in 4K resolution, just like the R7, but the R7 has a few tricks up its sleeve, which we'll discuss a little later. And you know what? Another similarity is they both have that beautiful, buttery smooth, dual pixel autofocus that Canon offers for video. But just hold on, because there is maybe a slight variation with the R7. We'll talk about that later as well. In terms of pricing, the 90D is going to be a little cheaper. It's only $1,200 as opposed to the $1,500 that the R7 will cost you. Now, let's get into about 8 different reasons why I prefer the R7 over the 90D. The Canon 90D comes with an EF mount. It is capable of using EFS glass or EF glass on the mount that comes with the camera. No adapters needed. The Canon R7 comes with an RF mount. So now you can use RF glass, you can use RFS glass, and with various adapters like the ones we discussed in my earlier video, if you want to check it out, go ahead. You can also use EF and EFS glass as well. And now for my still photographers, there's an added advantage with the Canon R7 because you can shoot in burst rates up to 15 frames per second with the mechanical shutter. Like I mentioned earlier, the 90D can shoot only up to 10 frames per second with the mechanical shutter. And then if you set it to electronic shutter, you can shoot all the way up to 30 frames per second with the Canon R7. So there is an advantage there for people that are shooting things like sports and wildlife and you want to really capture that fast motion. Next is the live streaming capability. The Canon R7 has it and the Canon 90D does not. And here's another pro level feature that the Canon R7 has that the Canon 90D does not have, and that is dual card slots. I know a lot of people don't care about that, but listen, I've had a card failure before, so I prefer my cameras to have 2 card slots, so that's just a big advantage for me. Oh, and here's a big one. This one is huge. To me, it's huge. To some of you, you don't care. No record limits in video anymore. That's huge. The 90D, even though it's kind of touted as a Canon video-centric DSLR, it does not have the ability to shoot unlimited recordings. So that is huge. That's something that comes with the Canon R7. I hear you can record and record until your battery runs out. There's not a lot of instances of overheating. So that is amazing. And now, a little earlier I talked about they both have 4K shooting, but I said there's a little difference between the two. And that is because the Canon R7 can shoot up to 4K 60 uncropped, and the 90D can only do 4K 30 uncropped. So now you're getting double the frame rate on the Canon R7. Not only that, you also have the ability to shoot in C-Log, which you can't do on the 90D. And also you have 10-bit codecs that are in the R7, and there are no 10-bit internal codecs in the 90D. To take it a step further, when it comes to the 4K shooting in the R7, they are taking a 7K image and shrinking it down to 4K, and that's what you're getting in the R7. So it's a really rich, detailed picture that you're getting in this camera. And here's the last one, and this one is very important to me because I wind up carrying this thing around a lot at weddings, and it's this gimbal. I would love to not carry this around. And I think with the Canon R7, that's going to be possible because it has in-body image stabilization built into the camera. Now the Canon 90D also has it, but it's only digital, electronic. In the R7, the sensor actually shifts and moves to compensate for camera shake and movement. Obviously for moving shots and stuff where you're walking behind someone, nothing's really going to replace a gimbal for that, but I don't know. Maybe it can do enough that I won't really need to bring the gimbal along. So make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be testing that type of stuff out, and I'll show you the results as soon as I get the camera. So if you're interested in that, like I'm interested in that, make sure you subscribe. Those are a bunch of different reasons why I feel the Canon R7 is a superior camera to the 90D. Now, with the things that I mentioned, if those don't matter to you, then get the 90D and save some money. Also, you can save a lot of money if you buy it used. So you can probably get it used with a few lenses, or just saving a ton of money if you already have the lenses. So it's still not a bad option, but only you know what you need. So hopefully that's helpful. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this. Cannot wait to get the R7. It's already been ordered. I would say that I'm patiently waiting, but I'm really not. I'm not patient anymore. I really want to get it. I keep getting the emails from Adorama saying, hey, your item's on back order. Here's a catalog if you want to pick something else, as if it's a pair of shoes. And it's like, hey, here's a catalog. We don't have the black, but we do have the light gray. So you can, well, no, it's not going to work that way. I just want this camera. Oh, and anything that I ever talk about in these videos, the cameras used to film me, all that stuff is down below in affiliate links. So if you click on those, I will get a small portion of that sale. Doesn't cost you anything, but it does help out the channel. So please go ahead and do that. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Mike Turner, and I guess I'll see you soon.